Students at Mother Teresa School are making Canadian history a lot more interesting by bridging the gap between the past and present.
Well, today students are celebrating their learning through a Canadian exhibit. As their history teacher, I told them that I've hired them as publicists for a Canadian exhibit. So their job as a publicist, their role was to put together a brochure, a multi-paneled, colorful brochure depicting the past, so the settlement of New France, Grade 8 Confederation. And then, as well, because I'm their arts teacher, I had them put together a 3D model, a diorama, taking one aspect of their brochure from the past and creating a model. As well, part of this Canadian exhibit, we acknowledge historical facts, but it's important to be aware of what's happening in the world today. So they put together a backboard display. So they had to think and watch the news and see what's affecting the world locally and globally. And then take that issue, understand what the issue is, and be able to critically analyze it through one of the 6 principles of social justice. As well, as you can see, I'm dressed in the times of the 1800s. I'm honored and humbled at the same time to say that I'm Isabella Clark, Sir John A. Macdonald's wife, and the students have dressed in role because I am their drama teacher as well. This is also a social justice component of the Canadian exhibit. So it's past to present through the eyes of social justice.
We also saw some wonderful performances this afternoon. What role do the arts play in today's exhibit?
I love the arts. I myself am a singer, and the talent here at Mother Teresa is incredible. So I basically nurture and foster the God-given talent that they have so that they can, show to their fellow classmates, which takes a lot of courage to be up front. But so they did an amazing job, as you can see. So it definitely was a cultural event. That's why we had that at the beginning of the ceremony, so that they were able to appreciate the arts as well as the history.
Anne-Marie recently visited the nation's capital to invite Senator O to attend today's exhibit.
I think they are very lucky to have a teacher like her that who's so knowledgeable. And just now I heard about teaching the young generation to be the future of tomorrow, the leader of tomorrow, and also very important to be the citizen of global. Yeah. And that is how the world lives. And we all should be living in a peaceful place, peaceful world. And this is exactly what I believe in her teaching. It's nice to be Senator of Ontario and to be able to take part in this so wonderful event in the afternoon.
Now, Cameron, when were you given the distinct honor of King of New France?
Just a few weeks ago, I was told that I was going to be wearing the robe and crown for the dress code of King of New France. I was going to get to sit in the chair beside and watch all the presentations and get to judge them and do whatever I wanted pretty much the whole entire day.
And what did your group work on?
We worked on Nelson Mandela for our backboard, and we did New France for our brochure and diorama.
Any interesting facts about Nelson Mandela that you learned while working on the project?
Well, he was in jail for 27 years, and he still stood strong. That's what I think was amazing.
Emily, can you tell me what the topic of your presentation is today?
Well, for the backboard, we decided to do it on bullying because there's a lot of different cases going around, and there's a lot of different types of bullying, and the biggest one is probably cyberbullying, because one of the stories we put on there is Amanda Todd.
So the backboard is one component of the exhibit. Can you tell me a little bit about the diorama here?
Well, we decided to do our diorama on a farm in the times of New France. They used the river to fish and, get their food, and they also grew the crops. And in that book, there's also more information about it.
Now, Jasmine, maybe you can tell me, how long did it take you to put this all together?
Well, it took about 5 months. It took a really long time, but we had a lot of fun doing it. It was a lot of work, but it was totally worth it in the end because it's just so beautiful, and we're representing our country, and it's very wonderful.
Dallas, can you tell me what you chose to portray in your presentation here at the Canadian exhibit?
We decided to do our backboard on dignity of the human person and racism. And we chose racism because it's not fair to judge people because of their skin color, size, shape, or nationality, or even religion. It's
not very fair at all. And so we chose 4 people that inspired us: Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, and Nelson Mandela.
Mackenzie, what would you say is the most important thing that you've learned through this presentation?
Most important thing that I learned is that everyone should be treated as equal as possible and not treated differently because of what they look like.
Now, the projects that we're seeing today, students have been working on since September. What are the benefits of taking these projects out of the classroom and actually having them on display here in the gymnasium?
It showcased their great work. As I said, they've been working on this for the past 4 months. So when they came to me, I had mentioned, proposed, this is what we're going to be working towards. So every day they knew, as much as it was, they figured, wow, this is a lot of work, how can we do it? But today they got to see the fruits of their labor all come together. It was just phenomenal, amazing, yes.
One teacher's passion and the hard work of intermediate students made the Canadian exhibit at Mother Teresa School an affair fit for a king. In St. Catharines, reporting for The Source, I'm Katie Jones.